Greetings, where are you? Today we are back. We're going to be starting with another session, and here we are. You're welcome on the show. Join me. You can have a cup of tea where or a drink. This is good tea. Yeah. We thank God for today. It is a lovely day. Greetings from where you are watching and listening from. My name is Joy, and good to see you, good to hear from you, good to communicate with you. We are continuing with our series in service mentality. Never forget that how we relate with people, how we deal with people, how we react to people, how we connect with people. And it is so interesting. I have been getting very many comments and very many responses about what we are sharing. If you're joining us for the very first time, you are welcome. And you've been following, you are most welcome. You make my life glad and happy. I'm very humbled to be sharing these things with you. And today we are going to start on something. We have come a long way. We've been sharing customer care, the different attitudes in customer care, and so many things. And today I want to introduce something here. I'm going to be talking about the sins in customer care. I'm talking about the abominations in customer care, those things that you should avoid when you are dealing with people, things to avoid when you are a service provider, things to avoid in service mentality, to have the right attitude. There are those things that are called abomination. If I could say, don't touch, as children, don't touch this thing. I mean, it is forbidden for you to have this kind of attitude when you are dealing with people, relating with people, connecting with people, serving people, when you are at that desk, when you are at that gate, when you are the leader, when you are guiding people. There are some of these things that you should avoid to enable people connect with you, or for you to be a magnet to people. These are things that we are going to be talking about. There are a number of them. There could be 6, 7, 5, but it depends on how many we shall be able to handle. But today, I will introduce the first one. Is called being called to a customer. That is our topic. Being called to a customer. Never be called to people. Never be called in service. Called as in called, okunyogoga, if I could use my local language, that is Luganda. Being called to a customer. So, never be called to a customer. Being called to a customer basically means being unfriendly. It also can mean being unapproachable. It also can mean being withdrawn, like detached. I don't want to know. It can also, the common phrase of being called is being moody, and you're very unemotional, like you are detached. You don't want to know. That is a sin. That is an abomination when you are dealing with people, or when you are a service provider. These things should not be part of you. You cannot be unfriendly. You cannot be cold. When you are dealing with people, it calls for us, or for you, to always be in a position to be warm, to be, warm, be attractive, have that energy to pull people to your side. Because usually when you're cold, you are frowned, you are confined, you are to yourself. You don't want to know. You are reserved, those things. You are in a corner, you are withdrawn, you are sulking, you are on yourself, you are on your own. When you are that kind of person, your service is going to be limited. People cannot connect with you. Even when they come, they will get that negative energy from you. And trust me, they will be drawn away. Yeah? So, sin number 1 in service mentality is when you are called. Being called to people is not a beautiful thing. It's not a beautiful sight. When someone comes to your desk, to that gate, and you're the one opening, and you're very unfriendly, you don't have a connection with them. It is very hard for them to actually give you a good comment or give you a recommendation or even reference or come back to you. So that means you'll have detached yourself to these people. Now, being friendly also basically means you are unsympathetic. You don't connect with someone's condition or situation. So basically, that is not right when you are dealing with people. Now, you can only avoid that by being friendly. And being friendly here calls for your attention. Being friendly calls for your time. Being friendly calls for your talk. Being friendly calls for your engagement. So when you are called to people, it means you are running away from a relationship with them. Even when they present their products to you or present their request to you and you are called, they will quickly close their books and walk away. They'll find another place to be. They'll find another person who can actually relate with them. So in service mentality, it is very, very important for you, child of God, to be friendly, to be welcoming, to be warm, to be approachable, to be the person that this person would like to rub their shoulders with, to rub their hands with, to create a relationship. It is sin for me to walk to you and you give me an attitude of, I don't want to know, of I am already tired, of why did you come? And yet you are seated at that desk to be able to receive the person, to be able to receive this person who is coming to you. And I always tell you that I have connections to these things. And I connect this to even Jesus in his ministry. You know, he's one of the people that had a great relationship with people, and he served us well, and he gives a good example when he's dealing with people. And I will connect to you in the scripture. This is in John. We are going to go to John. John chapter 15. John chapter 15. Let me get it here. John chapter 15, verse 15. It says quickly here, it says, I no longer call you servants, for a servant does not know what his master is doing. But I have now called you friends. For all the things that I heard from my Father, I have made known to you. Come on, look at that. Jesus is relating to the disciples. He's relating to the people. And he says, you're no longer servants. You are now friends. So you cannot give a cold shoulder to your friend. It is important that you give this kind of relationship when people come to you. When a customer comes to your shop, they should be able to move from the dimension of being a customer to being a friend, of being just someone who comes to buy, to going to a level of knowing more about even other products. They should be able to come to a level of just not buying one item, but they can actually buy even 2 items, 3 items from you. They should be able to get to a level where they can actually interact beyond just what you sell, but even beyond, to other things that you could be unable to offer, but because of your friendliness, you're able to connect them. What am I talking about? Never be called to people. And by the way, it is not that you can be called to a stranger. No, sometimes we are called to people who we don't know, who we are relating with for the first time. But let me tell you, you don't know who you're relating to and what they are going to become of. Give them a warm welcome vis-a-vis who they are. Being called to someone is a very wrong and negative attitude, because you may be called to someone who has just come to you, and immediately someone else you know walks in, and that one you receive them like, oh, you're welcome. And you have ignored this other person, yet this person could be the one probably with another opportunity. They could be the one going to recommend your business. They'll be the one going to take you to another level, but you have missed an opportunity just because of your lack of warmth. So never, never be called to people. Sin number 1, avoid it. It is not a good thing. When someone comes to you, despite what you're going through, by the time you are put to be the one to receive them, you have it in your hands to treat them with warmth, to welcome them with a smile, to treat them like, you have known them even before, to show them that they are in the right place. They did not make a mistake knocking at your door. They did not make a mistake being under your fellowship. They did not make a mistake being in your group or under your leadership. They did not make a mistake to work at that petrol station, to work at that shop, to work at that hospital, to work at that clinic, to work at that bank. Come on, you can make a difference by being a warm person. Never be cold. Coldness is not appropriate in service mentality. It is warmth that will attract people to you. So be someone who is warm. Warm in your talk, warm in your walk, warm in your presentation, warm in your attitude, warm in your lifestyle, and you will see how you'll be a magnet to people. That was the lifestyle of Jesus. He was warm and he was able to attract multitudes in his ministry. Thank you for listening. I hope you got something today. Avoid that sin of being cold. Be a warm person, and you will be a blessing to many. Thank you so much. Follow me still about the 7 sins or 6 sins that we shall be talking about, and you will be a blessed person. God bless you. I love you. My name is Joy.